Let's get this out of the way up front. In this video, there's no woodworking. I'm going to be making a new mic. Actually, it's a new mic body for my camera. I've been using this one now for a while, and it's been kind of an evolution in that I keep trying to solve problems that crop up when I do something new. The latest thing was to make it so that it wouldn't be susceptible to wind noise, and I've done a good job with that with a homemade windsock. As you can see on the front there, it's a bit clunky and it doesn't look the most attractive, but it does the job. Before that, it was vibration. The short stick that I made before to mount the microphone on would transmit too much of the vibration from through the tripod up through the camera and into the microphone, causing it to pick up like footsteps even on the ground, so like outdoors on the ground. So I made another thing, this arm, but the problem with the arm is it sways in the wind, especially with that big windsock on there. It really catches the wind and makes it move around. So having fixed the wind noise problem with a couple of different materials, I got to thinking about how I could fix the vibration problem. In my homemade computer case, the wooden one, I used springs to mount the fans, and that cancels or reduces vastly the amount of vibration that will come from the fan and into the case. So I got to thinking about how I could do that another way, a less complicated way. And since I'm going to be using foam as the windsock, I figured I could use that also for vibration isolation. So here's the foam that I'm going to be using. It's actually a cushion from an old, well, it wasn't really old. I bought it new back in, I don't know, maybe 2002. It was a leather couch, a reclining type one that was poorly made. And anyway, it stopped reclining, it broke, and it was too much trouble to fix it. And then, I got rid of it before I moved here. The way I got rid of it was, of course, to take it apart and take the leather off, thinking I could use that for something. I saved a couple of pieces of this stuff here, thinking I could use this because this is expensive. In case you haven't never bought it, it's if you bought the amount that's in the couch from a fabric supply store, it would cost more than the couch, fully, completely made. So in the first windsock, I just used this stuff right here, which is a polyfill stuffing, they call it. And this is just, spray adhesive right onto the foam. So I'm going to pull off a sizable piece of that so I can get down to the clean foam. Alright, this is still just another test. I want to see if this actually works before I commit too much time and effort to it. I'm just going to cut a piece of foam. So now I've got the foam. I cut the end off to clean it up a bit. I've got the microphone here. This is the same capsule that's in the one that's on the camera now, the one you're listening to. And it's a unidirectional. It was $3.29, I do believe. And what I want to do is I want to embed that in the foam about that far up. So what I'm going to do is make a cut through here and then just tuck it in and reseal the cut. I'm trying to aim for about halfway through, although it's not really critical. And you just take the microphone and stick it inside. So it's roughly in the center of the block of foam and it's facing towards the front. I'll show you here. On second thought, I don't think that sealing it up is really that important. What I need to do is secure the wire in here so that it can't be, carelessly yanked out, which is the kind of thing I'm famous for. So I'll just put a dab of hot melt glue. Now I've just got a piece of foam core here that I'm going to cut into pieces that are about, the same width as that. Then I can glue those in place around it to act as a holder. Now where I'm going to put this holder is behind the capsule. The capsule is around here. I want to be about an inch back of that. The way unidirectional capsules work is they have holes in the back to allow sound to get in from the back, and that cancels out anything that comes as a reflection from the rear or from the sides. That's done. To attach it to the camera, I'm just going to hot melt glue a block on here. so that I can hot melt glue that right onto the thing that I made before. So there it is. Once again, it's not going to win any beauty awards, and I really could have, you know, made it a bit shorter here in the back. I don't think it really needed to be that long. To spruce it up a little bit, I'll take the scissors and trim off the corners here, make it look a little bit more stylish. If you wanted to, you could get some black dye and in a spray can. I think you can get them in a spray can still. They sell them at places where you can buy you know, auto parts and stuff like that to make old upholstery look good. So I'm going to take it now and put it on top of the camera and give it a go and see how it works. Okay, there it is. Shouldn't sound any different. Although this has a little bit more foam around it. The biggest test will be bringing it outside to see if it will withstand the wind. It's a pretty typical thing to happen when you're doing a video about audio quality, that you would have some other non-associated audio quality problem. The battery went dead in my little power supply that feeds the microphone, you know, the 1.5 volts that it needs to run, and that was causing that crackling sound in a couple of the scenes. I did some other scenes after that where it's totally unusable because I guess as it discharges, it gets just worse and worse. So anyway, I'm out here back and the wind is gusting a little bit, so we'll kind of get an idea of what it is. There's a little gust there, a little bit there. I tried it with the fan, but it's hard to tell with the fan because fans are noisy. Wind is kind of noisy, can be, but mostly it's pushing air, you know, in a vast quantity past the microphone, and that's what's causing the sound. There's a good gust right there. Okay, we're picking up now. I'll shut up and let the wind do the talking. Anyway, I'll give you an idea of how good the foam works. This is more wind than I could do in before, except for my new arrangement, but then I would have the vibration problems as well. So let's check that out. I'll do some stamping on the deck. The camera is actually moving. You shouldn't be getting much vibration. And then I'll go over and pound on the wall. You should be only hearing that sound. Yeah, the wind is really going good. So it's a good test. We'll see.